Hello, BookTube. Today I'd like to do a little bit of a book chat about a volume I just finished. Um, it's in this book, Douglas Adams, The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I read the first volume, the first novel, which is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I also read Douglas Adams' introduction to this volume. It's called The Guide to the Galaxy. And this is very famous books, very popular, beloved. And I thought I should read them. I've spent years reading science fiction of many different kinds. Some of it humorous, like this. A lot of it adventure. So I came to this with expectations based on its reputation. Like anytime you go to a classic or a very popular or famous work, there are built-in expectations. Same with movies, that sort of thing. So The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams was published in 1979. This Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 5 novels and 1 story, was Harmony Books, 1986. And Introduction, A Guide to the Galaxy, the short introduction in this by Douglas Adams, was also from 1986. So the backstory is, right before the Earth's demolished to make way for a galactic freeway, Arthur Dent, an Earthling from England, and an alien, Ford Prefect, who's been... Ford Prefect, I guess, is the name of a car. But the alien took that name. And he's been stranded on Earth for about 15 years. And he's a researcher for this book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is this incredible book that actually contains multitudes in it. And right prior to the demolition, Arthur Dent is facing the same sort of thing for his house. His house, he's laying in the mud to prevent bulldozers from taking out his house so that a freeway can be put in. And part of the shtick is the uncaring bureaucracy. We gave notice, you could have seen it, it's in the cellar in a drawer somewhere, that type of thing. And then on the universe level, the same thing's happening. Freeways and all that. So there's constant cliffhangers. The two, once they grab a ride on the construction cruise ships, and they hitch a ride, and they go through a series of adventures, and they meet up with the president of the galaxy, Zaphod Beeblebrox, and Beeblebrox's girlfriend Trillian, who was also an Earthling, who had met Arthur Dent previously at a party. So I won't do any spoilers here, and I don't want to ruin any of the humor. One thing that's interesting, and it came from the introduction, because after I read the book, I went back and looked at the introduction. And it explains some of my reactions to the book. Again, don't forget, I came with some expectations. In the introduction, Adams is explaining that the volume had come out in 79. It hit the bestseller list, obviously, and it's been a perennial favorite ever since. But the story itself has had many lives. Books, radio, television series, records, eventually a motion picture. Why do they always say major motion picture? It's a motion picture, but anyway. And the story morphs, just like if you have a novel and you make a movie out of it. they're two different mediums. It's going to be different. There's going to be changes. But this is not just movies. This is versions of there's radio plays, stage versions. So the radio series begins in '78. So you almost, if this is your hobby, if this book is part of one of your cultural hobbies, you probably have a lot of information that you need to know in relationships between the timing of the different things and the different versions and variations, which you get in anything. I mean, think of Star Trek, anything like that. But it's very episodic, and that's what I ran into when I read the book. It seemed to be bursts of episodes and like a jigsaw puzzle that was being put together, which is fine. But they're small. The small pieces seem sort of haphazard to me, and the humor, I could almost see most of it coming. It's a special type of humor, and it really impacted how I reacted to it. It was okay. I know once you're into it a couple pages, you feel what the kind of humor is going to be. So I didn't dislike it. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't be something I'd run out and recommend to people. I think that if you like this sort of thing, you're going to find it on your own anyway. I won't read the rest of them. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I'll be able to talk to people about it and say, yeah, well, maybe it fell a little flat on my ears, but I can understand why a lot of people would disagree with me. But yeah, not my best read of the year, and not massively disappointed. I mean, I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I took the time because I think it is culturally important. But like anything else, sometimes something that's massively enjoyed for a large segment of the population, maybe I have a tin ear for it. So that was Douglas Adams. The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is the book I read it out of. But it's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And thank you, BookTube.